We've all thought about it. What really separates a decent boss from a truly great leader? It's definitely not the title on their door. So today, we're going to break down two simple but honestly powerful pillars that can totally transform anyone's leadership. It doesn't matter if you're managing a huge team or just trying to set a better example for your coworkers.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're told that creativity is encouraged, but then every new idea is met with suspicion. Or you hear these long speeches about teamwork, but then you see departments hoarding information like it's some kind of treasure. It's so frustrating, and it's this huge, silent problem in so many places. Well, this disconnect actually has a name. It's called the credibility gap. And it's that dangerous space right between what a leader says and what that leader actually does. And here's the thing, it's in that gap where trust just evaporates, morale plummets, and motivation completely falls apart. So how do we close it? Well, it all starts with closing that gap. And the first and most powerful tool you've got is leading by example. Now, this is not just some cheesy motivational poster slogan, okay? It's a fundamental truth. Your actions have to earn the trust that your words are asking for. The core idea here is called modeling, and it's all about consciously and consistently demonstrating the exact behaviors, the work ethic, and the values you want to see in your team. Your actions literally become the living blueprint for everyone else to follow. And this is where that credibility gap becomes crystal clear. On the left, you've got the inspiring words, right? But on the right, you see the conflicting reality. A leader who says innovate, but then punishes failure, is really just teaching their team one thing: don't you dare take a risk. A leader who sends emails at 10 p.m. is modeling that work-life balance isn't really a priority, no matter what the company handbook says.
But here's the flip side, and this is so powerful. When you get it right, the impact is immense. When your team sees you living the values you talk about, you don't just get them to comply, you earn their genuine trust. Your actions become the true north for the company's culture, and that inspires a level of commitment you just can't buy with a memo.
Okay, so modeling sets the standard, but how do you turn that standard into real, lasting momentum? That brings us to our second pillar, the small wins. This is where we learn that real progress, it's not about these grand, sweeping gestures. We so often have this myth in our heads that big transformation happens in one dramatic moment, one huge project launch or some major company announcement. But that's rarely how it actually works in the real world.
Instead, true, sustainable change is built piece by piece through a series of small, consistent, and recognizable victories. These small wins are, quite literally, the building blocks of momentum.
And what's so cool is that these small wins create this positive feedback loop. First, the team achieves a small, tangible goal. That success builds their confidence. It proves to them, hey, wait a minute, we can do this. That win also reinforces the core values we're trying to build, and all that energy generates momentum, which makes the next win feel even easier to get.
Now, this is where it all clicks into place. These two pillars, leading by example and focusing on small wins, they aren't separate strategies. Think of them as two sides of the same coin, working in perfect sync to build a strong, resilient, and really motivated team.
Just think about it. When you model the right behaviors and you help your team achieve small wins that reflect those behaviors, you create this incredibly powerful engine for success. You earn that deep trust, you keep motivation high because progress is visible and frequent, and you build a culture that can pretty much weather any storm. So, if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Leadership is not about the position you hold. It's not about giving orders. It's a daily practice of demonstrating the way forward and celebrating all the small steps that get you there. It's about what you do. And that brings us to the final and most important question. This isn't about some massive overhaul you have to do overnight. So what is one small, tangible action you can model for your team this week to start building that trust and momentum? Really think about it, because that's where real leadership begins.